Hey my creators, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Christi and this is Christi Creates. And if you're not new, welcome back. For this adorable little project, we're going to need 4 canvases from the Dollar Tree, and I used the 8x10 size. And I'm going to get those opened, and I'm going to use my staple remover and pull out all of the staples. This one is a Dritz brand, and I did get it off of Amazon. I have loved this thing, and it makes pulling these staples so much easier. You just kind of pry it under there, and it lifts them right out. Once I get all of those removed, I'm going to pull off the canvases, and then I'm going to glue 3 of the frames together, and I'm just going to use some wood glue from the Dollar Tree. And I do go in and add a little bit of hot glue just to help get that quick hold while the wood glue dries. And there's no method to my madness. I just put it here and there, wherever you feel like it should go. I wanted the stronger part of the hold to be on the corners, so that's why I put it on the corners. And once you get those all glued together, then you can clamp them together while they dry or sit them to the side and put something heavy on top of it. So here I'm taking one of the little rug gripper mats, and I'm going to use this in a couple of my DIYs today. So I go ahead and cut a couple of those out and then paint it black. And I do the front and the back just so there's not any like little white spots left anywhere. And I will do this on the other piece that I use as well. Kind of make sure you get in all of the little crevices and kind of go from one side and the other side. Now I'm going to take some popsicle sticks, and you can use whatever size popsicle sticks you have for this one. And I stained the frames and the popsicle sticks. You can do both sides of the popsicle sticks if you want. I just did the front side. And here I'm just going to speed through it for you. And then set those to the side to dry. Once they get completely dry, I'm going to trim them down to fit the back of my frame. And now I'm just going to hot glue those on. You could also use wood glue or something else like that, but the hot glue worked just fine. Since this will be just kind of a little piece that sits on a shelf as like Easter or spring decor, I thought, it doesn't need wood glue or anything. The hot glue should be just fine. And I did lay those out beforehand to make sure that they were all going to fit evenly. Now I'm going to take a pack of these colorful eggs, and these are from Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to kind of lay out and see which ones look best together, if I want to use all of them. And I'm going to save that raffia that I pulled off of the outside of the package. And I'm also going to go in with a hula skirt that I had left over from last year, and then that is a bamboo wreath that I got at Dollar Tree, or that's what they call it, is a bamboo wreath. I cut a few of the twigs off of the end. You could also get some twigs out of your front yard, and I cut just a little bit off of that hula skirt, wrinkled it up really well, just kind of mushed it together in my hands, and then I just kind of put it down in there. We're going for almost like it looks like a little hen nest, so that your eggs can look nice and snuggled down in their little nest. Here's the rug gripper, and I decided that the little holes weren't showing enough of the eggs, so I decided to go in and cut some of the pieces out to make a bigger hole. And it made it look so much cuter once I did this. So you could actually do this part before you paint it, because I did have to go back and paint where you can see the little white edges where I've cut it. But I'm just showing you up close, and I did this slowly so you could see exactly where I was cutting. I cut out, the inside of one of each of those squares, and I did it all the way across, until I was completely done. And I won't make you watch me do the entire thing. And here I'm gluing the eggs into place just so they won't roll around. I wanted them to look a certain way, so I thought I'm just going to glue them down so that they don't move. You wouldn't have to glue them down if you didn't want to, though. Remember that creating is just doing whatever makes your eyes happy and what fits your home decor. So here's what my piece looks like when I'm all the way done and I have it repainted. And I'm just going to hot glue down the edges. Just make sure that you don't have any of the little pieces sticking out from outside that frame, because we are going to cover it with another canvas to seal it in and make it look super high-end and professional. I just kind of put some hot glue down and use my little finger protectors and just kind of hold it down in place, kind of pull it taut. Like I said, doing this gives it a really high-end look and makes it actually look like it could be chicken wire and not just a rubber floor mat rug gripper. And when we put that fourth canvas on the top there, it just completely takes the look to a whole nother level. So I did put a little bit of wood glue, and then I also did hot glue, and once you put it down, like super smash it down on there. And then I took a couple of larger clamps that I had and clamped it down just to hold it until it was completely good. And you guys, how cute and easy was this? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I want to quickly say a big, huge air hug thank you to each and every one of you that showed up last week and voted for your girl. I super appreciated it. I know that my video did not go up Friday as expected, so I laid in my bedroom floor and cried. For real. I did finally manage to get some technical support and get that uploaded yesterday. So if you haven't had a chance to go check that out, make sure that you swing by and watch last week's video, because that was one of my favorite videos that I've ever created. But thanks again for those of you that voted, even though you didn't see my video. And make sure that you keep up your voting this week. Just saying. This is week 2 of the Creative Champion contest put on by Heidi Sonboul. And make sure that after you check out this video that you hop on over to the next video that I will have linked down in my description box and go all the way around the hop until you get back to my channel. Also watch Heidi's video, which will have each of our competition creations in that video, and then once you watch that and decide who you want to vote for, then go over to Heidi's website and place your vote. There will be a picture as well as the name listed under the picture of who created it, and all you have to do is you click on that picture and then scroll on down and it will say vote, and you click there. And that's all you have to do. You don't have to enter any information or anything like that, so you just quickly place your vote, and I would appreciate it if that votes for me. So here is the project I completed for Heidi's video, which is for the competition. And you guys, I took 6 Dollar Tree signs and made like a 6 or 7 foot tall porch sign, and it turned out so cute. Here's who's left in the competition this week, so that's who you will be voting on. And here are the projects that everyone created. Make sure you go to Heidi's channel after this and check it out. Alright, let's get started on this one. We're going to take some more of that rug gripper mat, and we are going to cut it out to fit our canvas, and then we're going to paint it like we did in the last project. Now you could paint this like a silver metallic and, you know, put rust color on it. You could do it however you wanted. I just like the look of the black. Now I'm going in and I'm taking this little wood piece that I found in the Crafter's Square section, and I'm taking another one of my canvas frames that I removed the canvas from, and I'm just going to top coat those with the antiquing wax just to kind of give it that look of stain. I just like using that little trick because it dries so much quicker than stain does, so it makes it a little easier. So I cut out a decal with my Cricut, and I just kind of came up with this little saying. It says, Easter egg wishes and bunny rabbit kisses. And I did purple and kind of a turquoise color. I thought that was so stinking cute, y'all. Make sure that you let me know down below what you think of my little saying. I thought it was cute. I was trying to come up with something that rhymed, and that was the best I could do, so I guess I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. Alright, now we're going to attach that rug gripper mat just like we did on the last one, and we're just doing this on the back side of the canvas. I just kind of push it down so that the hot glue holds it in place. And then I'm going to center that up where I want it, and I'm going to hold it into place and flip it over, and then we're just going to apply a ton of hot glue. Kind of mush it down in between those little holes, and this will hold that on there perfect. Like, it was so strong. I flipped it over and kind of shook it, and it was good. So now I'm going to take just a few of some Dollar Tree picks that I had. These were some little glittery wiggle stems. I don't even know what to call them. And then I had this leftover piece of ribbon, and it matched perfect. So how easy and how cute! This one was one of my favorites of the day. I love the colors in it. So cute, so simple, but adds that cute little pop of spring for your home. Okay, another canvas. I guess that's the theme of the day. I don't use it in every single one, but I used it in a lot just because it was something you could use so many different ways. So I took the canvas off, and as you can see here, I'm folding it over, and then I'm taking like a sharp flat object and flattening it down. I'm going to hot glue it back onto itself because we're going to end up wrapping it around the frame just like I did there. So I'm just making sure it's nice and flat, and then I'm going to put a bead of hot glue all along that edge, and then I'm going to glue it down just so it will stay nice and flat for me. And I'm kind of wrapping it to see what it's going to look like when I get it on there. And then you could cut out a decal. You could use on a rub-on transfer. You could use some stickers from the Dollar Tree. You know, you could use whatever you wanted. But I just hand letter a little sign. I wanted it to look like you were at the farmer's market and I had some flowers for sale, and I had hand lettered my sign that I had hanging up at my little booth. So that was the look I was going for, and that's why I did it this way. But like I said, you could do however you wanted. If you aren't, super fond of your handwriting, use a Cricut or some stickers or something. That would be fine too. And so once I got it all written out in pencil, then I'm going to go over it with just like a paint marker that I have and just kind of doodle back over it. And then once we get this all written out, then we're going to add some florals to this just to kind of take it up a notch. Now you could leave this on there just like this without any florals, put it right in the center. It's still really cute, but I decided to add florals to it. So I'm just hot gluing down the edges, and then I will go back in with my staple gun and add a couple of staples just to help hold it in place because I will keep this for many years. And just a couple of staples should do the trick. Now I'm taking all of these little stems that I got from Dollar Tree, and you could put whatever kind you wanted. These were just some I had on hand, and they looked really cute together. I wanted bright springy colors, so I thought these kind of went well together. And then I'm just going to kind of wire all of these together and hot glue them down. Whatever way is easiest for you, you do that. Like I said, crafting and creating is what's easiest for you, what makes your eyes happy. And, sometimes you have to use what you have on hand. If you can't find any of this at the Dollar Tree, change it up and make it, your own. That's what I love about creating. I can watch someone else's videos and, you know, make something that's very similar, but it's still mine. So here I'm just kind of gluing those together just so they will hold together enough that I can wire around the back side of it just so that they're a little bit more secure. And then once I get them wired together, then I'm going to hot glue them down. And this was another one that was super simple, but so cute for spring and so cheap to make, but still like packs a punch. It's so cute and bright and fun. What do you guys think? And would you have chose the flowers that I did, or would you have put something else? Okay, this one is one you're either going to super duper love or you're going to super duper hate. I wanted to step outside my little creative comfort zone, so I took one of these little vases from the garden section at Dollar Tree. I removed the twine that was at the top, and I'm going around it with beads of hot glue. So we're going for the look of a carrot, since it's similar to the shape of a carrot. I added these lines of hot glue just to add that texture of when you actually get an organic carrot. It's got those funky little lines and all of that texture to it. That's what I'm trying to add in here. So now I'm going to take some of this orange acrylic paint from Dollar Tree, and I'm adding in just regular baking soda. I wanted to give it where it didn't have like a smooth finish, because you know when you buy a carrot, it doesn't have a smooth finish. If you pull one out of the ground, it's going to be dirty and lumpy, and I wanted all of that texture that you get on an actual carrot. So I took an old paintbrush, and at first I was like, this is not going to work, this is not going to look good. But the more I kept adding the paint, and I would swipe it one way and it wouldn't stick very well, and then I would swipe it back the other way and put a little bit more paint on, and it was working. And I was like, hold on, wait, this might actually work. So I kept painting and kept adding more and adding more. Just make sure that you mix up enough paint in the beginning. And then I was like, this isn't going to dry correctly. So I got out my heat tool and hit it with that, and it started drying. And then I realized this is actually looking really cute, you guys. Like, I'm tickled pink about this one because it was one that I didn't know if it would turn out. And then when I got done, I was like, ah! I love it so much. With that baking soda, it almost like oxidizes the paint a little, which is what a carrot looks like when you know how a carrot looks. It was just so fun. So I took this sign from Dollar Tree. It was just like an Easter tag, and I cut off half of it. I just wanted that scalloped edge part. So I'm taking some of that, I believe it's called reindeer moss. I had some left over from a DIY I did at Christmas, and I kind of traced out where the bottom of my vase would go. And I didn't put any there because I wasn't sure if I had enough of this left, and kind of left an empty spot. Just put some hot glue down, and then my little faux grass, as we will call it. And you just keep adding hot glue, adding grass, adding hot glue, adding grass, and do it over a paper towel or something because it makes a huge mess. Then I'm going to add some of the little, I believe it's called eucalyptus, maybe not, but it's some new little greenery they have at Dollar Tree. I put it down inside the carrot and then added some of those other little faux carrots that Dollar Tree has. And you guys, I am obsessed, like obsessed. What do you think? Thank you guys so much for stopping by and hanging out with me today. I appreciate you coming by every week and watching and supporting me. So I'll see you next time.